Hello from Portland. It's morning, and I have a yoga class that starts in an hour that I really should go to. And I always have a problem because I feel really good after I do yoga, and I know I will feel good after I do yoga, but I hate doing yoga. It is very difficult to get myself to the yoga class every week, even though I know I should do it. So, I'm trying what is called a commitment device. I'm going to announce right here in my vlog that I am going to yoga today. And then if I don't go to my yoga class, I will have to come back and admit that I am a liar. Or just erase this tape. No, I will not erase the tape. I will stick by my commitment to go to yoga. I went to yoga! Thanks, Internet. And as I expected, after I finished, I felt really good. And I wondered, as I do every time, why it's so hard for me to do something that makes me feel so good. And as I was putting on my yoga pants, I realized yoga pants say one of two things. Either I'm starting my day off right and I'm going to get exercise and get in touch with my body, or at the other end of the spectrum, I don't have the energy to operate a zipper today. It really does make a difference. When I do something physical during the day, I really do feel much less stressed and much better, and I really have to remember, so I'm going to go back and watch this video next week to remind myself to get physical exercise. And this goes back quite a long way, because I was a very kind of awkward, nerdy kid. I'm kind of an awkward adult too, but I've learned to wear it better. And I just didn't like my body and didn't want to really be in my body or do things in my body. I wanted to do things in my head. And I still do, but starting around my mid-20s, I began to realize I needed to do some physical activity. So I've tried to really make that part of my life, and I've tried to make it part of my son's life. And my parents tried to give me opportunities for physical activity, baseball and whatnot, but I was always very short for my age and relative to the other kids, and I was never really clear on what to do with the ball, and I was always making mistakes, and the kids would get really mad, and sports just wasn't a thing for me. Carter's much more coordinated than I was and enjoys soccer and things like that. I wouldn't say he's a jock, but we try to make it part of his life and support it. People both here and on Facebook left some really nice comments and some really thoughtful reactions to my video yesterday, and it made me think about vlogging a little bit. As I said, this is sort of an experiment in daily vlogging. I've never really done it before. And this particular video I made yesterday was about this kind of discussion of the use of the word gay. And it's something I've actually been trying to write about for a long time. And I have started several blog posts about it on my written blog, and I'll put a link to my written blog down there in case you want to see what I'm like when I'm writing out words instead of just talking into a camera. But I tried to address this same subject over and over again on my blog, and I could never get it quite right. I could never phrase it right. It always sounded like I was trying to make excuses for offensive speech or overcompensate or something, and it never quite came out right. And then I think there are two factors that made it easier to address in this format. One was I was responding to a very thoughtful video by Zachary, so it gave me a context to respond to and to kind of ground what I had been thinking in a free-floating way. And it also, frankly, let me impart a tone that I really can't impart with writing. I've always relied very much on the written word. I really like writing. I really like communicating that way. But there are areas where it's easier to do it talking to a camera.